Hello, welcome. We are back in No Man's Sky. We're going to try and see if we can make some progress. If you watched the last time I streamed this, it looks a little bit different because I actually started over again and made my base on a different planet, because I actually ended up playing a lot on the old game and ended up overwriting the save on accident. And I was hours and hours ahead of where I was before, so to try and even it out and get me to about the same place I was the first time, I started over again and rebuilt my base. This is about where we were the first time I played. We have a few new things we didn't have last time. I just built this today. It's a base terminus teleport machine, which does not work yet because apparently you need a power supply to power it. So that's what we're working on now, is we're trying to construct a biofuel reactor. Now, I got all of the necessary components for it earlier, all of the materials, but I didn't build it yet because I wanted to wait until the stream to do it. Because I wanted to show you guys how this works, because I thought it was pretty interesting when I found it out in the other game I was playing. So you put the biofuel reactor down here, and that will be used to power all of your electronic components on the base. So now you need all of the proper fuel for the reactor. So if we go to the reactor, get out of my menu, and you'll see it has fuel that runs off of carbon. I have condensed carbon, and I also have oxygen that can run it. We don't have anything hooked up to it right now, so if you put any fuel in there, it's up to 1%, but it's constantly outputting fuel. So it's actually going to eat up all of that carbon even though nothing's connected to it. So that was kind of a waste. So what we do now is we go out and get more carbon to fuel it. In the meantime, so that way when we do have the means to hook it up, we'll have some carbon to fuel that teleporter. So the reason I started over and came to this point is because shortly after the point I'm at right now, all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening. And it really opens a lot of the game up. And the first time I played on stream, I liked the game as far as being immersive and being in this wild alien planet world. But the thing I did not like about it was it didn't seem like there was a whole lot to the gameplay, like there wasn't a whole lot I could do. But then shortly after the point we were at last stream, all kinds of stuff started opening up. There was all kinds of new gameplay elements that weren't in there originally, or weren't at the beginning of the game, I should say. So I wanted to come back to it on stream to show you guys all the extra cool stuff that I found out you can do. So thanks for joining the stream if you're here. Let's see here. Is anybody chatting? Because if you're chatting, I can't see any chat messages right now, so I might have to refresh my chat message. So now we have to learn electrical wiring to hook up the power. Analysis unit online, indicate desired research path. So we want to research technology and we want to research electrical wiring, which luckily doesn't require any components to learn, so we just learned it just there. And now we need to use the electrical wiring to power the power grid to my teleporter. Morphic, what's up? Zookeeper girl, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Having a really good time with this game. Like the first time that I streamed it, I thought it was fun. I just didn't think there was a whole lot to the gameplay. I was kind of bummed out. I was like, yeah, I can run around all day and collect resources and build stuff. But you'll see here shortly after I finish building up the base a little bit more, like the whole game opens up to you and it becomes like a completely different game. And it kind of took me by surprise. Like I had no interest in coming back to this game after I played it the first time. And after I played it just a little bit longer the other day, just to see if I can get the resolution in the game to play a little bit better in VR, which I did. It's not as choppy as it was the first time. I actually ended up opening up the rest of the game and I was blown away, like immediately. Select electrical wiring in the build menu. Where is electrical wiring? Power, I'm assuming. There we go. Okay. And then you take it and you actually connect a literal electrical wire between the components. Oh, if I can get it to go. There we go. So now this has ran out of fuel from the last time I used it. Even though I just loaded it up a minute ago, that's how quickly it uses it. So, high capacity electrical wiring. Use wiring to connect power generators to your base. Most technology as well as structures with embedded lighting systems require a power source. Wiring can be connected to various switches to facilitate selective power flow. Available to build one, blah blah blah. So what's that saying? What that is saying is, oh, you're welcome, Morphic. Thanks for joining so much. I haven't played this game, but it looks pretty sweet. Yeah, that Zookeeper girl, like, the first time I played it on stream and in VR, it was super choppy. Like, whenever I flew in the spaceship, anytime I took off or landed, the game would, like, stutter and freeze up. But then there were a bunch of setting configurations I found online that after doing that, the game runs silky smooth now. And it's super fun. Like, it's super immersive. The game is just awesome. Now, if I get out of the build menu, I can fuel this back up with all the carbon we just got. And now, my teleport will work. Interstellar detection wavelength offline, local transmission station call sign online. Teleporters allow instantaneous travel between previously visited space stations and owned bases. Visit the terminus aboard the space station to add points to your teleport network. Network temporarily restricted to in-system teleportation. So right now I don't have any teleportation points because I haven't been to a space station in this game yet. So it says that my objective is complete. So here shortly it's going to open up the next part of the game, which is the part I wanted to come back to the stream to show, because it gets crazy like real quick. Accessing log from previous user, additional archives recovered. Entry 4925F follows. Scanner detected unusual broadcast, repeating 16 from the space station. Warning. End of archive. Records interrupted. The base computer archives have reached their end. It seems there is nothing more I will learn from them. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. So the whole point of the game is you start the game stranded on this planet. You find your spaceship, you fix it up so you have a way to fly around, and all of a sudden you start getting these really weird messages that just come to you through space, and you don't know who's sending them to you or why. Oh, you're welcome for the VIP. I figured everybody who comes to the streams regularly will get it. Which as of now is a little handful of you, but I appreciate you guys coming every time. It means a lot. I have a lot of fun playing the game, and I have a lot of fun sharing it with you guys. So now my next objective is in space. Space station off planet. So if we get inside our spaceship here, so like this part here, just that closing around me and getting in the ship used to run super, super janky. I don't know any other way to describe it really. So I have, let's charge that. Okay, so my shield's charged, my pulse engine's charged, my launch thrusters are charged. Now the way the launch thrusters work is kind of interesting. It's not, you don't use fuel constantly while you fly in this game. You use fuel when you take off with your launch thruster, and you use fuel when you use warp drive with your pulse engine. Otherwise, you can fly all day long and never run out of fuel, as long as you're in the air and you don't land and take back off. Then I have a photon cannon, which is just my regular machine gun, and a rocket launcher, which, self-explanatory, is a rocket launcher. So, before, when I played, whenever I took off, it would start stuttering. Like, it was not a smooth experience at all, but now with all the setting changes I found online, like, you can seamlessly take off, go to space, land on another planet, zip around the surface of the planet and watch look out for points of interest on the horizon. It all loads perfectly. And before, when I played it last time I played on stream, it did not work that way at all. So it was a real big bummer, and I was kind of not enjoying myself as much as I was hoping to. But now that I've fixed the game, like, it's so fun to play. And I played Elite Dangerous, which is another spaceship game, on stream a while back. And just from the little bit of experience I've had flying around in this game so far, like, it blows Elite Dangerous out of the water, in my opinion. It does everything you can do in Elite Dangerous, plus it has a much bigger gameplay loop than Elite Dangerous does. So then we line up with this thing, and we kick it into pulse engine. And then we have this cool rainbow-colored, like, interstellar effect. Oh yeah, looks so good. So you'll see my fuel going down as long as I'm in this warp mode, but as soon as we come out of warp mode, it stops burning fuel, so you can fly around space forever. Like, you never have to worry about running out of fuel, which is pretty cool. Then if I come here, slow down, slow down. You can blast these asteroids. You can see I'm getting all kinds of different new materials because I haven't done any mining yet. And this took me forever to figure out in the other game I was playing. Like, I could not figure out where to get all these resources from to save my life. And I thought about it and I was like, well, you know what? It's a space game. Why don't I just start blasting rocks and see what happens? And sure enough. So, here we go into the space station. This is where the game really starts opening up. How easy is it to find friends in the game? At this beginning area, you don't really see anybody because the beginning planet and the beginning area you spawn in is like your own dedicated instanced area that doesn't have other... You can get other players on the planet if they just happen to land on it, but you have to realize that every planet in this game is one of like a billion different planets that are registered into the galaxy of the game. So the odds of somebody finding your planet randomly are pretty slim. But if you play with a friend, like you have a friend on your friends list on Steam, you can add him to your game and invite him, and they'll land somewhere in the galaxy around your planet, but not necessarily on your planet, and then you just have to join up, like fly to each other, which is really cool. The last time I streamed it, as a matter of fact, Take played with me, and every time someone starts a game over again, you start in your own instanced planet. And I was already taking off with my spaceship, flying around space and everything else. Take joined my game, but he was starting on a different planet, so I got in my spaceship and I was able to track him down and fly to his planet. It was pretty cool. And then I was able to help him get resources to fix his ship up. It's really cool. And that's new to the game, actually. They didn't really have much multiplayer in this game until the latest big patch that came out at the end of the year. Explore the space station, find life forms to ask about the mysterious signal. So we'll talk to this frog dude. And they're aliens, so I can't understand anything they say. So, this life form clearly occupies an important position in the station. At first glance, they do not seem particularly interested in me. Perhaps the code will change their mind. So you ask them about the code. No look of recognition passes across the life form's face. We continue to misunderstand each other. So that's another part of the game that opens up as you play, which I found out on my other game, is you actually have to learn the alien language for every star system in the game, or you can't understand anything any of these people say. And as you learn the words, it will fill the words into the blanks in the sentences that pop up when you talk to people. So even though you can't understand anything they say right now and it just comes up as gibberish, if I learn whatever word Fanny means, it will actually fill that word into this sentence when it comes up on the screen. and sometimes because of the hints you get from context cues from the character, what they're doing, and the 1 or 2 words you know, you can actually figure out what they want and you'll get rewards for it. The life form waits behind their terminal. They look me up and down and seem to decide I am not a customer. They do not look particularly helpful. The life form looks at me with an alarm before waving me away. It kind of reminds me, if anybody's played Mass Effect, it kind of reminds me of that, except the Mass Effect you conveniently know every alien's language automatically. So. The life form chatters away, assessing me with beady, inquisitive eyes, but when I blink, I see that same red light that stared at me at the distress beacon. Repeat 16. We are watching you, traveler friend. Find what we have left you. Though the alien speaks, the words are not their own. A string of code is echoed back to me through the red glare logged directly to my exosuit. The crimson light fades away, and I see the life form blinking at me expectantly. Whatever has happened, they do not appear to have seen it. I should leave. Perhaps my base computer would be able to make something of this code. So it says, every system has a space station serving as its hub. Speaking to life forms aboard the station brings the chance to trade, learn words, or gain standing. The encoded message has been stored for later use. When ready to leave, use the teleport terminus to return to your base. So I could get in my ship and take off and fly, but taking off... Snowball, hey, welcome to the stream, how's it going? Yeah, Mass Effect was really fun. But if I take off in my spaceship to go back to my base right now, I'm going to use fuel to take off, and I'm going to use fuel to use the warp drive. So instead, I can use... Let's go here first, I might be able to buy something. I have no money. I'm poor. I'm poor. So these crystal fragments are something you can find. I found a bunch of them just now on my way here by blowing up the asteroids and mining them. They're worth tons of money. Or you can go into your inventory and crack them open, and they'll have different things in them. So like this, I have $3,280 I can get for each one of these Hyperium hyperclusters, Tritium hyperclusters. So I could make $13,000 out of them, or I can crack each one open and see what I get. So I got Tritium, which is fuel for my ship, and that's it. So that wasn't really worth the cost of that thing. I could have made $4,000 instead. Is currency universal? It is. So like, even though there's multiple galaxies and multiple alien races, the outposts, galactic trade terminals are all the same. So the currency is all the same, but depending on where you go, it will be worth, you'll have different values to different items and different starships or star systems. So like right here, I could go in here and an item I have could be worth $500 or whatever that unit is. I think it's units, yeah, 500 units. But if I go to a different star system and go to a different space station, it could be worth 5,000 because it has a higher demand in that area by the players of the game. So it's actually a player-run economy, which is really crazy for a game like this. So if I come here, now that I have a teleport at my base, I can go back to my home base. It doesn't use any fuel in my ship. It saves a lot of time because it teleports much quicker than flying there. And it should bring my ship with me. 1 or 2 times that I've done this before, it didn't bring my ship with me, but it should. Are players sometimes hostile? Yes. So there's like high security areas of the game, which are like the starting planets, but you can get further. How's it going, man? You can get further and further out into the galaxy where more players are, and they can be pirates. Like, you don't have to play the story mode and play through the story quests. You can do anything you want. And that includes, you know, shooting down other players and getting their inventory, shooting down NPC players in space and getting their inventory. You can find wrecked ships that are left behind from battles, and you can actually steal the inventory off of it, or even fix the ships and take them. Because in the other game I was playing, I found a ship, but it took so much resources to fix it, I was never going to be able to do it. So visit the base computer. Archives terminated, select new task, begin decryption of the signal they sent. Decoding 1616, so this is a recurring theme. Every time you get a message from this mysterious signal that's coming to you, it keeps repeating 16. Message follows: the traveler finds their wings, fly to us and claim your place among the stars. Life signs detected, signal detected. Reach the decoded coordinates. So this is where it really starts taking off and getting crazy. So we got the coordinates. We need to get some resources while we're here, actually. So everything that you see me highlighting, and it gives me a name and a list of materials that I can make from shooting it, like that's called lumotise. When you first start the game, you don't know what any of this stuff is or what it will give you by harvesting it. So what you have to do is, unidentified plant, I turn my visor on, analyze it with my scanner, and then it tells me what the name is. I get paid for discovering the plant on this island, or on this planet, I mean, and then it will actually give me more detailed information about what I can get from harvesting it. Sometimes it's the same thing as what started when it was unidentified. Sometimes once you identify it, it unlocks like a big list of other resources that you get. So unidentified plant again. Discovered by Bubby Ruski on 4/13 at 2019. Carbon. So nothing too fancy. But a lot of these bigger things like this, see, it has like a big list. So once you identify it, Owen site material, it gives me a list of 2 different things. This guy's gonna try and kill me. So give me 1 second to turn my visor off and then kill him. Oh, he did a face plant. Watch, you can make his body kick around. Oh, he's not doing it. So now we're gonna go try and figure out what's at these coordinates. Now we need to make sure I have enough fuel to get there, which I should, because I didn't use any on the trip back. So we're gonna take off and head out there and see what happens. Oh, it's on my planet. That's convenient. You can boost to get there a little quicker. Now watch this landing. You ready? I'm going to come in hot. And again, the boost doesn't actually use any of the fuel resources in the ship. The only thing that uses the fuel resources is taking off and going into warp drive. Otherwise, you can fly around forever. It's just when you're in space, moving at this particular speed doesn't really accomplish much. So if you run out of warp drive fuel in the middle of the warp drive, it will take you forever to get to anywhere you're trying to go. Coming in hot. Oh, what happened? I didn't land. Chat, what'd you do? Someone hijacked my flight controls. Oh, I tried to land on something I can't land on. It didn't load yet. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, there we go. Landed. So I don't know if any of you watched the first stream when I was playing, but the landing and the flying and taking off are way smoother than they used to be. It used to be that whenever you started landing, it would get all choppy and go like 5 frames per second until you were landed. And, well, of course it was you. You guys used like your Twitch points to screw up with my landing system. I know how that works. It's Twitch integration. I've heard of it. So I also learned, because I'm kind of dumb, and for some reason, like, there's a lot to this game it doesn't explain to you when you're doing the tutorial and when you're playing the game, but you get a jetpack, which the only reason I found that out is because I saw Take flying around with it when we were playing. And then you can also sprint, which I never found that out until like 15 minutes before this stream started. I was like, man, the walking in this game is so slow. Then I googled it, and sure enough, somebody was like, you can sprint, you moron. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Wings of the Anomaly. Log damaged, partial records available. The signal has led me to the wreck of a freighter. Colossal fragments of metal scattered across the landscape. Were these messages nothing but the misfiring circuits of a long-forgotten ruin? So look at the size of this freighter. This is just parts of it. It's in pieces. Like, my spaceship that I fly could fit, like, in that hangar area. These freighters, you can get in-game and you can own one. And you can pilot it yourself. And you can have, like, a fleet of, like, 20 ships that you own that you keep on this freighter. And you can just pick one randomly and go take off in the middle of space. Yeah, Take, you can get on if you want. That doesn't bother me. You might not be able to... Well, I mean, as long as you have your spaceship made, you should be able to follow me around. Nestled among the debris, I find the pilot's log blinking, awaiting input. Instead of displaying the ship's log, the terminal spits out a strange sequence of numbers. They're followed by a short message. The anomaly comes for the stars. Take flight. A schematic for a hyperdrive is attached to the end of the message. I pulled the blueprint from the computer, but this hyperdrive blueprint is for a conventional starship, not a freighter of this size. Excuse me. Someone placed this here after the crash, hoping it would be found. Sorry, I just drank some soda before I played. My bad. So, this is where the harvesting comes in the game. Every single thing you find or build, and there's a massive list. Like one of the things I found out earlier in the other game I was playing is you can unlock more things to craft that you don't even know exist by going out into the middle of space stations in the middle of nowhere and talking to artisans and learning their crafts that they have, and it's a crazy list of things. Begin the hyperdrive installation. So we need to go, wait, before we go to the ship, so this is one thing I did wrong in the original game I was playing too, is I didn't look around. I just did what it told me to do and then I left. But if you actually wander around and look, like there's so much stuff that you can do. In certain areas of the game, there's actually a call starship, these little pods. You can build them yourself after you learn the schematic for it. And you can put it on your base. So if your ship, for whatever reason, is like left behind, and you find another ship, and you take that ship back to your base, and you have one of these pods, you can hail your original ship that you own, and it will actually autopilot itself back to you, which is really cool. Like if I did it right now, which I can't because I don't have the navigation data, but if I did it right now, it would actually take off, and you can watch it take off and fly right here, and it will land right in front of me. Now the one thing I did find out is right now, the game doesn't look fantastic, but that's because with all of the graphics turned up, it would not stream very well on the little stream video that I have, or stream window that I have it on. And it might still be a little stuttery, so I apologize, but I had to turn all the video graphic settings like almost all the way down to make it work. Because the game takes so much resources from the computer. When the graphics are all the way up, it wasn't working at all. When I tried to stream it into the stream window. Oh, I can't open any of these, what the heck? So it has a damaged solenoid, so the door can't open. I just happen to have the components needed to repair that, so now I can open it and see what's inside. Oh! Apparently nothing I wanted is inside there, because it just leaked radiation out all over the place. And I'm about to die. Heal yourself, you crazy person. There we go. So I do not have protection from radiation in my suit right now, so if I stayed in that room much longer, I would have died. I did make $65,000 by opening that safe, though, so at least there's that. Who cares if this whole planet gets irradiated in the meantime? I don't care. Except for my base is here, I guess, so that's probably a bad thing. I'll just abandon my base and go put it on a different planet and leave this one to die because of my foolish decisions. No big deal. So then you go into your starship inventory and you can build new technology. So we'll install the hyperdrive. But we need microprocessors. And we need chromatic metal. So this is where the root of the gameplay comes in. So microprocessors you can find out in the wild, but they're really hard to find. You have to find like vaults like that one, or wrecked ships, or some sort of broken technology from crash sites and take them from them. So the easiest way to get them is by purchasing them. And then it says refine chromatic metal. The chromatic metal, let's see if there's anything around here I could show you. Sodium, sodium, sodium. The chromatic metal, you have to get copper. And in my experience so far, copper is like super hard to find. Cargo pod, I didn't look at you. Hold on, chat, we're gonna go look at this cargo pod. The game makes it very easy to get sidetracked. Take has left the group. I didn't even know Take joined the group. Where's Take? Where'd it go? Alright, pass it. Oh, it must have despawned. So everything in the map spawns in a certain point. That's not the same one I was looking at, is it? That's way away. I think it's underground. Spooky. I think it's underground, chat. So what we do now is we can use our terrain manipulator. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We found some treasure, chat. I don't even know if I can open this thing. I don't think I can. I don't have the means to do it. There we go, now I can open it. I opened up the door. Now we're gonna hope that we don't get radiated again. Let's see what happens. Come on. Oh, I need more carbon to open it. So this is kind of the main gameplay loop of the whole game. It says failed to join. Not sure why. I don't remember how we made it work last time. Never even got any alert that said you were asking me to join. Can't remember how to invite friends. Oh, I have lost connection to online discovery services for some reason. I don't know why. So now if we come here, we can repair the door on this thing, open it, and probably get radiated again and die. But it's worth the risk. Antimatter. Get out of there. Get out of there, we're gonna die, chat, we're gonna die. Get out of there! There we go. So antimatter is really hard to get and you need it, because once you have the hyperdrive on your truck, that's what it runs on. Or your truck, your ship. So now we need to get more units. And chromatic metal, copper, that's right, copper. So we're gonna go back to the space station again. Okay, so that part is really interesting. If you die, you lose everything. So, no, all of the ships, some of the ships are computer generated, some of the ships are just like computer AI pirates that are patrolling this, like the space, just waiting for people. Other ships are actually players. There's no way of knowing which is which until you're up close to them. Oh, so as I was about to say, when you die, every single thing that's in my inventory is gone. So every single thing that's on my person when I die disappears. And the only way you can get it back is by going back and finding your dead body and looting the inventory back to yourself. And it's the same thing as if your ship breaks or your ship gets shot down or something like that. You lose all the inventory in your ship as well. No, I knew it. So what we're gonna do is, how far away is my ship, my base from here? A long ways, huh? So launch fuel. Yeah. So one thing, I don't have any inventory, so we're going to put tritium in my starship if it has enough space. which it does to free up some space. Man, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. And then it didn't free up enough, so we're going to... What don't I need? I can use my oxygen. I don't need to, though. Well, we are going to... I don't want to get rid of that, that's a lot of money. Get rid of tritium, it's easy enough to get. So, we need to get a metal plating. Go to the starship inventory, how about that? So, if you're next to your starship, I should have just done this in the first place, you can just transfer inventory to the starship to free up space. Now I have launch fuel. Now I can put the launch fuel back in my launch thruster, and now we can go. Yeah, the dying in this game is definitely very intense, because if you die, it hurts. Because you can go out there and, like, mine and mine and mine for stuff for hours at a time. And then if you die, like, all of that progress is lost instantly. And usually if you die, it's because something killed you. So if you try to go back and get your inventory, whatever killed you is still going to be there. And you have to try and get your inventory and get out of there before he kills you again. Because if you die twice without getting your inventory back, it's lost forever. So pretty. Oh, we almost hit something. And you just get into the tractor beam. It doesn't matter what angle you're at or how fast you're going, it will just suck you in automatically. So, from my understanding, pretty much every single item in the game has a use besides just selling it for value. I had an item on the other game I was playing that was apparently super rare, and I didn't know it, and I sold it because it was worth like 80,000 units. And I was like, man, that's more money than I've ever had, so I just sold it instantly. And then I went to go look it up online, and they were like, yeah, it's one of the more rare items in the game. It's really hard to find. And apparently it's really useful later on in the game, but you live and you learn. So I need to sell... So for instance, I have these feline livers. That sounds like they're just junk. Like feline liver, you got it from killing a cat, it's probably junk, but like it says in the description here, process in a nutrient processor to generate edible products. So later on in the game, once you have enough technology to make a nutrient processor on your base, you can use body parts from the bad guys you kill or the animals you kill to actually feed yourself. Right now we're just going to sell them, so I don't care. Then I need microprocessors, so we'll get, I forget how many, I think 5? So acquire chromatic metal. We can see if they have any here, but I doubt it. Chromatic metal. Nope. So now we gotta go loot, we gotta go searching. Now I think there's some copper by my base, so instead of flying back down to the planet and wasting fuel, we'll just go to the base again. So the other reason I'm teleporting as much as I can instead of flying is because Morphic asked earlier, like, the ship that he saw, is that a player or is it computer generated? Players or computer generated pirates in the space like can stop your warp mid-warp. So if you warp from here to my base, if it happens to happen, like it's all random generated occurrences when it's a pirate, pirates could stop my ship mid-warp and start scanning me to see if there's any inventory that's worth money on my ship. And if they scan my inventory and I have valuable inventory, they'll try and shoot me down so they can steal it. So there's my ship, it warped with me. So now we need to look for copper. So you look for these deposits. And yeah, I figured there was a couple here because I remember seeing them earlier. So copper deposit. Is there a closer one? Money maker. I'm a money maker. So the other good thing to remember if you ever play this is every time you warp out of your base or out of an area, if there are lootable containers, they'll respawn loot, and you can re-loot them, I guess would be the word. Yeah, this is like the planet I happened to find once I fixed my ship after the game started. This was the first planet I found, and I really liked the colors, even though that's probably not the reasoning to choose where to live and build your base. But so we're not going to waste sodium. So copper is like really hard to find, so I think that's the only one around here, so we're going to go there, assuming I haven't already done it. I'm not going to waste my fuel taking off of my ship because it shouldn't take too long to get there. And like all of this stuff I'm running by, I could sit here and take the time to scan it all to get money. Looks like I've pretty much scanned most of it already. So like this thing here, if it's unidentified, I can scan it and just make a quick couple $100. Because that's essentially what you are, is you're like a traveler who's mapping the galaxy for whoever it is that's paying for all these people in the game to map the galaxy. Terry manipulator. Still a little bit left from the last time I was here, so hopefully it's enough. I doubt it will be. So that's one downside to the way the game works, is when you scan with your little visor scanner, it'll tell you where deposits are nearby, but if you don't completely use up a deposit, it still shows up in your scanner. So like if I leave just a teeny tiny bit of copper here, it's going to keep showing up in my scanner as a copper deposit. When I go to look for copper later, I might waste my time coming here and not finding any because there's only just a little tiny bit left. And the reason I know that is because in my other game I was playing, I have yet to make a deposit actually disappear completely. So every time I go to look for a deposit, I go wandering off into the wilderness just to find out that there's nothing left. See, it still shows up. Copper deposit. And supposedly all of these glowing squares are the pieces of copper that are left that I need to get rid of. But so far I have not been successful in doing so with any of them. See, I don't know where those ones are because they're not disappearing. Nope, looks like it's all used up. Nope, I lied. So I need 45 more copper. And the thing about this game that's really interesting to me is when you like put a huge hole in the ground, this is permanent now. This will never fill back up. So if you really take the time to just wander around a planet and just completely ruin the planet and dig holes constantly, you could essentially just have a massive deformed planet. It would take a long time, but you could. What is this other one? I'm trying to scan it. This stupid flower's in my way. Oh, paraffinium. Paraffinium, I don't need that. So it just said something here on the menu or on the little guide that I didn't actually know myself. Which is apparently when you're way out here in the middle of nowhere, you can actually summon your ship to you using your little menu here. And I had never known that was a thing you could do. So every time I ever wandered this far out into the wilderness, I just end up having to wander all the way back. So that's a good piece of information to have. So these things are called knowledge stones, and you can find them all over the place. Hi, hi, hi! Voi, voi, voi! The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. A small alien life form kneels before me. They are tired and beaten. Without meeting my gaze, they offer up their hand. Accept the knowledge. The name Gek floats in my vision, an echo of the strange vision I just experienced. A word in this alien tongue is seared into my brain. So now I learned the word Gek. So whenever I go to talk to the aliens on the space stations, if they say the word Gek, I'll be able to understand it. And that thing tried to kill me. That's not nice. So all these unidentified plants and unidentified animals, I can identify them for money, so I might as well while I'm here. Come on. Come on, get them. Get them. There we go. Now you won't know if they're friendly or unfriendly until you scan them. That's why I was trying not to get too close to them to scan them. And a good process to do whenever you're playing is anytime you're wandering from point A to point B, just start harvesting stuff. Because every single thing you build in this game requires resources, and you never know what resources you're going to need. And that's one thing I did wrong in the first game I played, is I would get to points where I literally would have to take hours out of the game to just sit there and harvest resources because I hadn't been doing it. So I had nothing. It doesn't take long, and you even get to upgrade your laser eventually, where it makes it like twice as fast to harvest stuff. And you can harvest bigger things that you can't harvest with the regular laser. Yeah, I get it. Thank you for telling me, though. That's very helpful. I think it's trying to tell me I'm wandering too far away. And you might find out why that's a bad thing here in a minute. So since I'm here, I'm not going to stop at the 250 copper I need. I'm just going to keep going. Because this is pretty far away, so I don't want to have to waste time coming back to it later. Oh. So now I have to charge my... Wait, where is it? So my terrain manipulator ran out of power, so I have to charge it. And it kind of reminds me of Minecraft, but for some reason this game appeals to me way more than Minecraft does. And there must be copper somewhere under the ground here that's like super far down. So I've gotten all the rest of it. That's the only last bit that's left. Alright, so we're going to try and use this. Get out of here. Ah, wrong one. I cannot manipulate wildlife. I can only manipulate terrain. So we're going to try and use... Get some sodium real quick, because we'll need that here shortly. So now let's try this. Let's go. Oh, okay. Well, now that's a good thing to know. Save a lot of time. Now, where's my space station? Back behind me. So it says launch thrusters are down to 25%, so I'll have one launch left before it's empty again. So we better make it count and not launch again unless we have to. This is my little base that I built. It's so pretty. Wait, I need to come here. So with the copper we just got, we come in here to this machine and refine it to chromatic material. Chromatic metal. And you can leave it to do its thing and you can go wander off, but usually it doesn't take more than a minute, so it's not like you can get a whole lot accomplished while you're waiting. Die! Stop trying to eat me. There's only so many different life forms on each planet, so once you've scanned all of them, there's really not much left to scan to earn money, and that's when you start like moving on to different planets that you haven't been to yet. Where is hyperdrive? Got the microprocessors. We got our chromatic metal. So now we have a hyperdrive that works in our ship, but we don't have a means to fuel it yet. So objective complete, install the hyperdrive. So this, like right at this point, is kind of where I stopped on the last game, because as soon as you install the hyperdrive in the ship, things just get crazy. So we're going to continue and see the crazy. Craft the warp fuel, find antimatter recipe. Well, we don't have to, because I found an antimatter. Return to the ship. Boop, 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 boop. Auto diagnostic report. Hyperdrive successfully installed. Hyperdrive fuel status is empty. My hyperdrive is complete. Perhaps I really will find answers out there amidst the stars. But without warp cells, I'll be going nowhere. I need to find a source of antimatter. Tune my scanner to antimatter. Search for antimatter traces with the starship scanner. Boop. Atmospheric interference detected. Perform planetary scan from orbit. So now we're going to have to launch. We have one launch left in our fuel. And that's it. So we can't launch again, so we might as well just fly around as much as we can. Accomplishing everything we can in the meantime. So you perform a planetary scan from orbit. So now you slow down, you turn back around, look at the planet, scan it. Boop. Antimatter detected. Actually, I hit it on the other planet. Okay. So then we go to the antimatter. And it's going to take us an hour, chat, so sit still. Enjoy the scenery. Yeah, the crazy gets really crazy. Like when it happened when I was playing the other game before, I was like, this is insane. Like the game opens up to so much stuff that you wouldn't even know exists until you get to this point of the game. Which is kind of disappointing because like a lot of people could lose interest within the first 2 or 3 hours of the game with it being as slow as it is. We're just going to plummet straight into it. We're coming in hot. Oh, I forgot to scan the planet before I came in. Oh well. Coming in hot, chat. We're gonna die. Oh, we're really gonna die. I need to slow down. Chat, you did it again, didn't you? Took over my spaceship controls. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, you can smack stuff with your gun too. It didn't work that time. So since it's a different planet, it has all different kinds of wildlife, animals, stuff that we don't know about. So it's an easy way to make money real quick if you just sit here and scan everything for a minute. Haunted terminal. Oh, that sounds spooky. Look at that thing! What the heck? I hope it's good. It's gonna destroy me. Oh, it's good. Okay. That's crazy. Like, it probably doesn't look that big to you guys, but that thing's easily like 20 stories high. Oh, I restored my health. So you can save at these little save points. And then next time I play, if I quit right now, it will load me right back here where I'm at. But we're not going to quit, obviously. We're just about to find the crazy. So if you play this game, don't touch those. I made that mistake in my game. Because as soon as you touch them, the eggs break and then these aliens spawn out of nowhere and start killing you. Just a heads up. What the heck? Smack me, see what happens. It's telling me to use that panel, but I want to steal all the loot first. So it says haunted terminal. Terminal online, selecting key, decrypting. Success. The terminal is clogged with an unnerving pulsating slime. Nevertheless, it appears to function. As I touch the input panel, the alien substance reacts violently. I make a note to avoid getting closer. The device opens, revealing a single unblinking crimson eye. It prints out a blueprint for antimatter, accompanied by a strange message. Take the blueprint and read the log. You will find us when the time is right. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. They like 16. And I just happen to have the right material for it, so that's good. Even though I already have one, but whatever. So you have to build the antimatter, which we already have, so it ticked that off, and then you have to build antimatter housing. So let's get towards the ship so I can change around some inventory here. So we'll put that in the ship. Oxygen and ferrite dust is really easy to get, so that won't take long. We need oxygen. Oh, not hydrogen, not sodium, oxygen. Well, maybe oxygen isn't easy to get on this planet. Oh, there we go. These little bulbs give me oxygen. 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 Carbon, I'll take some, I guess. So, gather oxygen. We need one more unit of oxygen. Then we can start the crazy. Come on, oxygen. Yeah, we got the oxygen. Now we need ferrite dust. So we need 28... No, I did horrible math. 48 units of ferrite dust, and then we can start the crazy. Look at these little guys. They look like baby dragons. Hello. Hello, Perpgablulia. That's a funny name. No! Alright, well, we need to go move some inventory around. Hold, please. Just put a bunch of stuff in there so we don't have to keep coming back and doing this again. There we go. Now we can go hunt for rocks. So ferrite comes from rocks. So it's like one of the easiest things to find. Oh, I'm dying. Because it's cold on this planet. So it's negative 60 degrees Celsius and I don't have a thermal suit. So the longer I stay on this planet, the lower my health goes. You cannot craft with those things around. Or, not craft. You can't get resources with those things around, or at least not when they're looking at you. So we're going to try and do it when he's not looking at us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. He doesn't care that we crafted, or we destroyed a rock. So some planets and some areas of planets will have those sentinels there, and they're there to make sure you don't harvest from the wildlife on that planet. So if you see a sentinel and you start harvesting the wrong stuff, like you saw he was scanning my inventory to see what I harvested, if you take the wrong stuff, they'll kill you. Alright, come on over, scan me, what the heck? Leave me alone. I'm just killing rocks, dude. What do you care? Let's get away from that dude. I don't want to die. Where is he? He's way over there. Did he hear me? Oh, he's still way over there. Okay. Alright, so now we can make a housing for our antimatter. Because you obviously don't want to handle antimatter by itself. That's insane. Where is it? Where is it? What? Oh, I used the oxygen when I healed myself. Ugh. Black. Yeah. Oh, I need oxygen. Give me oxygen. Super jump. Why did I heal myself? I should have just let myself die. Now watch, we'll never find any oxygen on this planet again. There's one. I see it. Nope, that was carbon. 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 Come on, where's the oxygen bulbs? There we go. There we go. I think I have enough now. No! It only gave me 3? What the heck? Alright, we need to get in our ship real quick before we die. Give me oxygen, you. Don't ask questions. Or we can just get in here. We need to wait until our temperature stabilizes, and then we can go back out and get oxygen and start the crazy. No, not carbon. So not carbon. Dang you. There's no big masses of oxygen around here. Carbon. I'll take carbon, I guess. Give it to me. Hello, friend. Would you point me to the nearest oxygen?
Thermal protection falling.
I don't want to wander too far. I don't know what kind of craziness this planet has. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Oh, that was cool. He doesn't care about me. I'm nothing. There we go. That should give us a bunch. There we go. Woohoo! There we go. Now we can start the craziness. Let's loot all this stuff first. Someone had a lot of sodium. Someone likes chips. No. Oh well. So we come here, give this bad boy some fuel. We still need to make some launch fuel though, because we ran out. So we'll go here. Where is launch fuel? Metal plating. I need to make a metal plating. I need more ferrite dust. It's never ending, chat. We'll get to the craziness eventually, I swear. I should have been harvesting this stuff as I was wandering around, but I wasn't thinking about it. Hold, please. Hope that little droid doesn't come over here. I will be crushed. Ooh.
Product constructed.
Dang it. So low on inventory. Ah! I don't have any more space anywhere. There we go. Now we are ready. We are here, we are here, we are here. Launch into space to test our new hyperdrive capabilities. Don't mind if I do. Here it comes, chat. The craziness. The crazy's coming. In space, access the galaxy map from the quick menu, move along specific paths, or browse and choose. Your warping requires warp fuel on your hyperdrive. Some systems require hyperdrive upgrades to access. So we go here. What is that? A space station. Access the galaxy map. So here you can go to complete different galaxy systems. So this is the system I'm in right now that has my base, that has all the planets that we've been exploring. But we can go to a complete different spot. So let's do that. No, sorry. And it's the golden warp, chat. This is light speed this time. We're really moving. Starship monitoring system reports hyperdrive error, warp fuel depleted. Searching for fuel source, searching. Obtained. Warp fuel source in 16. Accept guidance to fuel source, accept. Guidance accepted. Plotting route. So, the familiar 16 message that we keep getting just happens to be how far away the fuel source is, too. Coincidence? I think not. Oh, look at the beautiful colors! So it's a fiery planet we're about to land on. So we went from a cold planet to a fiery planet, neither of which my suit is prepared to handle. Ooh, throw the e-brake on! We nailed it that time. So this is an ancient alien ruin. I thought that was a knowledge. It is. Why can I? There we go. Terpang, 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 yik, yik, yik. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. I see two large aliens locked in combat. Eventually one triumphs, leaving their victim to bleed to death. With the last of their strength, the vanquished alien gestures towards me. Accept the knowledge. The name Vy'keen floats in my vision, an echo of the strange vision I just experienced. A word in this alien tongue is seared into my brain. So I learned the Vy'keen word for Vy'keen. And of course we have to play with the massive alien ruin, because why not? This structure is unlike anything I've encountered on my journey so far. Everything about it is so obviously alien, so obviously out of place. As I stare at it, words from themselves in my mind, a strange fragment of broken speech. Is it traveler? Is it friend? It is traveler. It feels strange responding to questions I'm unsure that I'm even being asked. Something has clearly taken notice of my reply. I am overwhelmed by a sense that something has awoken, that something is watching me. It forms another question. Is it first? Is it last? It is first. I do not know how I'm being spoken to. This monolith is ancient, and I cannot escape the feeling it has asked these questions many times before. It asks again. Have they seen the Crimson Eye? Has the Crimson Eye seen them? Both. Likelihood of anomaly exceeds safety parameters. Breach detected. Alert, alert. The boundaries fall. The walls collapse. Your universe awaits. Find us, traveler. And it gave me a warp cell. And this is where the craziness comes. Are you guys ready? First we gotta go find all these lootable things as I burn to death slowly. It's just junk. How do I get out of that one? Nothing. What the heck? I don't have an Atlas pass. Here we go. So they gave us a warp cell and told us to go find them. Luckily we had enough fuel to take off, or we would have been having to harvest some resources again. So it says explore nearby planets or access a new system. Incoming transmission, source unknown. You are not alone. Please identify yourself. I'll choose to identify myself. You left me. Why did you tell them you don't understand or tell them you are sorry? I'll tell them I'm sorry. Don't lie to me. You, even the others, did not ask who you are speaking to. There is no reply. The communicator falls silent, though the channel remains open. Oh boy, crazy stuff happening. We used coordinates received. So the coordinates, when we look around, are not here. So it's clear that they must be in another system. So where are the coordinates at? Right there. They are here. What the heck? I lied to you. Yeah, they're definitely here. Never mind. In the other game I played, it made me go to a different system to find them. Your base is in another system. Teleport back instantly using the space station teleporter or construct a new base using the base computer. I get it. So we have to go use our base computer to translate the coordinates. So let's go to the space station. It's coming, chat. The crazy's coming. Just roll with it for a minute. Now we're on another Arctic planet. Yay. Slow down. I slowed down too soon. Actually, I smashed into an asteroid and got gold. See how good we are at flying? Oh yeah. Oh, I missed. I mean, I didn't miss. I actually hit, but I meant to miss. Where's the entrance to this dang thing? There we go. So we're going to teleport back to our base, translate these coordinates that we got, and find the crazy. Hello, 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 hello. So every base pretty much looks exactly the same. I guess they only have so many different resources, you know? What did you miss in the last 10? Not much. We're still working our way to the crazy. We're almost there. We have to go and decipher these secret coordinates that we got from a message that was sent to us from the middle of space. Once we decipher the coordinates, we'll unlock the crazy. After this psychedelic teleport. I believe I can fly. Woo. I believe I can touch the skies. Alright, we're here. No more singing. Hello, computer. Nope, wrong. Oh, I guess I can save this one. I meant to use my computer. Automated archive recovery in process. Data recovered 6%. New data available. Search archives. Entry follows. Found additional buried technology modules. Construction proceeding smoothly. Recent expedition yielded copying data. Additional data available. Construction logs recovered. Blueprints reassembled and prepared for download. Base technology data extracted. Downloading plans. Storage container plans restored. Oh, yay! Readable archive retrieval complete. Beginning defragmentation of next segment. Alright, so construct the storage container. So we have to come here. Storage container needs sodium, which we have. Magnetized ferrite we need 11 of. Magnetized ferrite. Pure ferrite. And we use pure ferrite to get magnetized ferrite. Yeah, the game gets super deep. Like, this part kinda dragged on a little long for my liking, and I got a little tired. Like, I wasn't really liking it. Like, I thought the game was gonna be all of this, and I was starting to get really bored with it. But then you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. So now I can build a giant vault, the likes of which Scrooge McDuck would be jealous of. And now we go to, nope, power, yep. And we go, beep, beep. So now I can power all of my stuff. And now my inventory problem is no longer an inventory problem. And I have a giant vault on my base. Cool. Locate the coordinates sent to you by looking for the mission icon on your HUD. The compass at the top of your ship's cockpit will help you track the signal. So, look at those guys. Bye! Goodbye! Coordinates. we'll go to space and try to find these coordinates. So it says mission target is in another system, consult the galaxy map. So he is in Dakhniev, that old Russian space planet. Controls on this map are a little hard to get used to. So if we go... Nope, wrong one. Stop it. If someone found your base, what would it take for them to break into it? From my understanding, not much. So you can have... There's settings in the game that you can change. You can actually make your settings so people can't destroy your base if you want. And then you can set it so it's just open warfare and anybody's free to do whatever. And if they come to your base, they can destroy your stuff. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. Because you get guns in this game, I just don't have them yet because I haven't gotten far enough to get them. And apparently there's a really easy way to destroy people's base stuff, which is essentially just deform the terrain underneath their base, and then all of the stuff that's on top of the terrain destroys and you get all the resources from it. The stranger's coordinates, we're ready. I think my game is set for nobody to be able to destroy my base because I'm a little chicken. But again, you have to keep in mind that for someone to find your base, they would have to just happen to land on the same planet you were on. And there's a lot of planets in this game. It's a trap! It might be. Guess there's only one way to find out. So this is kind of cool. Like, a lot of the things in the game are randomly generated. And I've gotten to this point in the other game I'm playing, and the ship that was crashed here was a completely different kind of ship. There we go. So look, the Master of the Horizon damage potential, you can compare it with the ship you have now, with how much inventory it can carry and what kind of components it has on it. But in order for me to take this ship, which I would like to, but in order for me to take this ship, I would have to fix all of these broken parts. This technology is critically damaged. So I would have to have a hermetic seal metal plating to fix that, pure ferrite and dihydrogen jelly to fix that. Actually, this isn't nearly as bad as the other one I found in the other game. This is doable. I mean, I could literally make a base on this planet next to this abandoned ship and just start harvesting resources to try and fix this ship up so I can take it. But I'm not going to do that, because that's just going to take forever. So instead, we're going to come here, take this. Now, one thing people did mention online is you could fix just the components that make it fly, and then fly it to a nearby space station and sell it and make like tons of money. But you'd have to be willing to fly in the slow mode without having a warp drive, and it would literally take like hours of real time to fly it there. So I didn't have the patience in my game to do that. I got it to fly the spaceship I found in the other game, but that's as much as I could do. Everything else required tons of materials to repair. Repaired the distress beacon. I need sodium. No, I just put sodium in my freaking vault. Sodium. Where are you, sodium? There's sodium. I see sodium. I see more sodium. Take, what's up? Did you play any? So there's all the sodium we need. But now we need... Ugh. Should have kept that stuff with me. Chromatic metal, huh? Copper! Ah, my nemesis. Nope. Sodium. Oh, well, what do you know? So we gotta find copper again, chat. Who? Metal plating. Alright, so we need to make a metal plating. Alright, we need ferrite dust for that. I finished Boneworks earlier, it was kind of underwhelming. Yeah, the end was definitely weird and it didn't really make any sense. Stop toxicating me.
Toxic protection. Stabilizing.
You jerk.
Tubes received.
So we're gonna have to start making our way to that copper deposit, but let's see if there's one closer. Cobalt, 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 dioxite. That is the only copper deposit on this whole dang planet. There's 500 or 300. We'll go with 300. Oh. I don't want to know what's in that cave, so we're not going to go in there. Alright, chat, so this is the grind. I should have not put everything in my vault, because if I didn't, I would have a lot of the stuff I need right now. I honestly didn't even feel like playing through the game that it built up a story. Like, I kind of understand what they were trying to do with the story, but then it got like sidetracked with all kinds of melons, and the aliens or the zombies were like obsessed with watermelons. I was like, what the heck is going on? I know I need to repair the distress beacon. I'm working on it, game. Nice, we got some salvage data, that's very useful. Once we get to this copper deposit, oh, we're so close. We're so close.
Thermal protection falling.
Oh gosh, I haven't even been paying attention. I need that sodium. I'm gonna have to get more. Might as well loot all of this while I'm running. You think you just got it? Wait, you know why they wanted melons? I actually thought the people in the real world killed you because you were going to turn into one of those things. Because you were like just lifeless sitting there with the VR helmet on, like you were a zombie. Oh my yummy yummy copper. I need you for so many things. But I saw something sneak up on me. No! Gosh dang it.
Technology recharge.
Now you get more ferrite again. Just an endless cycle, chat. It's an endless cycle of mining for resources. We're never going to come back to this planet again, so I don't really care if I get all this or not, but we might as well get as much as we can while we're here. I'm sinking slowly. Goodness, there's a lot here, too. Alright, so that should be enough to get what we need. Let's get some more ferrite dust. Okay. Yeah, I don't really understand the story. I wasn't thinking too hard about it, honestly. I didn't really think that game was intended to have a very strong story in the first place. It was just kind of a loose story they made to tie their game into. I don't know what that thing is, but I'm gonna kill it. Oh, it's a plant. Give me that. Alright, now back to the ship. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Oxygen. Yeah, I need oxygen. I live off oxygen.
Thermal protection falling.
Everything I need to redo my thermal protection is in my massive vault that I just built. Should have thought ahead. Run! Run! We need to survive! There we go.
Technology recharge.
There we go. We're almost there. I sense it. Whee! Downhill. You'll float too. You'll float too. Alright, now. Build this sucker.
Thermal protection falling.
Oh, metal plating, that's right. Metal plating.
Constructed.
Then we can construct this. And then we can make our copper
Technology
into
recharge.
chromatic metal. There we go, chat, we're getting there. Woo! The game put the end goal in mind of reaching the clock tower and never let you get to it unless that giant tower at the end was supposed to be the clock tower. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, yeah. So once we have the chromatic metal, we are repairing that thing. So let's go see what else it needs besides chromatic metal. What is this? Ooh, a relic. I've never found one of those. Vortex cube. What else does this need to repair? Sodium, which we have. Chromatic metal, which we have. Chat, we're there. We're doing it. We're doing it, baby. We're doing it. We're doing it, baby. We're doing it. We're going to go to the signal in the sky. And then you destroy this. So we don't waste our resources.
Technology repaired.
Yep, yep. There are no signs of life. There is only the static of a broken communicator. Extract the records. Whatever message was once here has been scrambled beyond recovery. All I extract is the pilot's name, Artemis. Whoever they were long gone. The only other uncorrupted data is a set of plans and an upgrade for my mining beam. Oh yeah! Which we're not going to worry about right now, because we want to get to the crazy, not mining beams. Bye. So we have no launches left, so we're gonna go up to the space station and start asking around for Artemis. We're gonna start Half-Life Alyx tomorrow. It's a pretty fun game. I'm thinking about doing another playthrough myself here in the near future. Boop, boop. Incoming message from the giant head. Artemis, entity, we received your signal. Is it first? Is it last? Time for truth. You have their signal, but you are not Artemis, entity. Tell the truth. Your signal is familiar to Nada. We have been in contact before, I think. This would be a good time to come aboard, yes? A proper introduction to our home. Here's the craziness, chat. So it's a space anomaly. Once you reach it once, it unlocks the ability to hail it anytime you're in space. So you can make it just magically appear in front of you at any time. And look at this place. It's huge! And it's like a whole city. Like there's quest givers. This is where you actually start finding real players. So the people who have those white player icons over their heads are actual other players in the game. This is where the craziness starts. So those are other players' ships. Somebody's in theirs right now, but somebody else is landing. There's another ship that has somebody on the space station. Look. Hello, friends! Hello! Hello! Hi! Oh, he's ignoring me. You punk. Hey, 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 you! I want to say hi to somebody. My starship's so basic compared to everybody else's. Look what this guy looks like. Hello! You might speak on stream because that's a much better way of capturing reactions. Yeah, it's definitely a good way of having people understand what you're thinking. Can people talk on their mics? I think so. I don't know why. I mean, not everybody playing is in VR though. So like the game started as a regular game on computers and consoles. So the other people I'm running into probably aren't playing in VR. I'd say the player base is probably mostly computer and console players. So they might just not have mics hooked up because a lot of people play solo. The terminal rejects my input. Whatever its purpose, it appears I am not yet authorized to use it. I should find and speak to the inhabitants of the station before returning. And this is where the game like opens up ridiculously. And there's like quest lines that branch off to do different things. There's new stuff you can find and blueprints. Find blueprints for and build. Look forward to that potential voice reveal. Yeah. Hello. I want to talk to you. Get off my screen. There we go. Look, he's got a tree head. I am so tired, young one. Leave me to rest, please. Fine, jerk. Jerk-face McJerker. Got him. Hello, have we met? I don't believe so. I'm Gemini. This is Hesperus. Me? I'm just staying here just for a little while. Polo and Nado are very kind to all their friends. Gemini glances towards the being at their side, their golden eyes contemplative. If it weren't for Hesperus, I'd probably still be alone out there, drifting from world to world. Entire galaxies to discover and no one to share it with. I've never found genuine company in the others. Even the Gex, for all their talk of friendship, they all seem to want something. Hesperus is different. They've been a true companion to me. It was a pleasure meeting you. Say hello if you pass through again. We'll be right here, more than likely. Bye. Look at that cool gun. Salutations! The sharp-eyed being stares at me unblinking. They tell me their name Hesperus, but rush through the words as though nuisanced by my introductions. Their focus is on me. Tell me, stranger, who exactly are you? A wanderer or a traveler? I am a traveler. Hesperus' mustache quivers when I mirror the term they've chosen, traveler. The word hangs in the air. I believe we tread parallel paths, you and I, and yet quite impossibly we have met. Let us not make this our only encounter. Bye, owl person. Kind of looks like an owl, I guess. Somebody else landing or taking off, one or the other. I've also gone from fearing Boneworks crablets to thinking they're adorable. It's kind of how I felt about the ones on Half-Life Alyx by the end of it. Except for the armored ones, they're just a pain in the butt. Hello, sir. No, say hi to me, not that guy. I'm more important. Hello. I am Priest Entity Nada, Divergent Korvax. Welcome to our Anomaly. Our home here is pleasant, yes. Polo's own design. A perfect bubble beyond the Sentinels, beyond vengeful Korvax. Nada watches time come and go. Beyond what is outside, our Anomaly wanders free, free like Nada, to observe, to search. The Sentinels, the Atlas, they do not care for this place. I feel their eyes hunting us. The Korvax watches me. There is a patience, an organic tilt to the way they hold their metal shell. Hello, player. I can't wave to him because I'm talking. Nada awoke with the death of Korvax Prime, could not understand why such things happen, why we are alone. Now I am divergent. The convergence did not see through my eyes. Nada is not alone anymore. Nada is with Polo Friend. Now many other friends visit. Our convergence is small, but Nada is happy. Nada's carapace pulses with a gentle light. There is something familiar about them. A traveler entity, perhaps they are known to you. I do not know their number. Nada does not care to think about iterations as numbers. They were lost to us, highly improbable. Our anomaly is lost to the Sentinels, but none should be lost to the anomaly. The station has been calling to me since I woke up on the planet. Perhaps it called to Artemis as well? Ask about Polo. Polo Friend found Nada, found my signal. Nada is safe. Now Nada finds other signals, makes others safe. Nada watches me, judging my reactions as they speak. Speak with Polo Friend, traveler. Perhaps they might know more about missing Artemis. They perceive things more clearly than Nada. So now we have to talk to Polo. Hello. Aww. Bye. Friends everywhere, if only you know where to look. Friends in all shapes, all sizes, all places. Artemis friend. You are where they should be. It does not seem possible. But all things are possible, such is the universe. We will find them, no doubt. There is always a signal, always a trace. Ask how. Our home will see to it. When you leave, you will not be where you were. You will be closer. Or maybe not. Discovery is exciting, isn't it? Before you leave, perhaps spend some time with other friends? We all help each other here. Bye, Polo. You're such a nice guy. So if you go in here... Explore the Space Anomaly. The Space Anomaly is home to an array of other travelers. Some will aid you in your journey, forging upgrades from nanites. Others may ask for your assistance on their own journeys. The Space Anomaly can be summoned from the quick menu whenever you're in space. So now this whole space station is filled with NPCs that give you quests, help you learn things, blueprints, tech trees, all kinds of stuff. Hello, and now he'll talk to me, and he's not a grumpy. Ah, young one, you who still roam the boundaries of the universe, how I envy you. My time out in reality has long passed, but I miss it greatly. Perhaps you might help an old soul and share the things you've seen? I yearn for the stars, for the glory of discovery. So you can give him the data from the planets you've scanned, and every time you do, he gets excited and gives you nanites. Please take these nanites. They are nothing, but they are all I have now. So he gives me 120 nanites. Learn technology blueprints by speaking to Celine. And this is literally as far as I've gotten in my other game, because there was just so much stuff to do here. I got lost for like an hour just looking at different things. Her tongue's kind of weird in VR. Traveler, new your suit is an extension of yourself. Let me aid you. So this is like the tech tree. So this is all the stuff that you can learn in the game. Or at least all the stuff you can learn from her. You can learn other stuff from other NPCs. So like I was saying, I didn't have thermal protection in my suit. Here I can learn it. Aeration membrane. User is able to swim underwater for extended periods. Shield lattice increases the base capacity of the hazard protection system. Hazmat gauntlet, so you're protected from hazardous materials. Neural stimulator increases the capacity of the exoscoot's jetpack tanks and adrenal pump reserves. That's the one I got in the other game, but I think I'll do the simple translator this one. Automatic translation device. It records and parses nearby conversations before running the data through a contextual learning system to determine intended meanings. Woohoo! Thank you! Browse a huge array of base parts, and they are not lying when they say a huge array. So these are all the different base parts you can buy or research to make your base different. There's just tons of stuff. Cuboid room. Save beacon. And because it's going to ask us to get something, I will get whatever I can afford. Wall switch. Electrical cloaking unit. I think we'll get the... window? I don't know, too many choices. Concrete. We can get larger storage containers. Guess we'll just get this room. Boop. Speak to Nada about Artemis. Run, 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 run. Nada and Polo drift between worlds and worlds. There are many. Have you seen them, traveler friend? Nada wishes they could. Nada regrets much. Ask what to do? Traveler entity is free to make their own path. Find Artemis entity. Explore with others. Travel to great sites. Proceed as you will, traveler entity. We will aid you. Others will aid you also, even if you seek the Crimson Lair. Ask for help with Artemis. Of course, Nada has a small gift for you. Perhaps it will help, perhaps not. Nada and Polo Friend will continue to search. Speak to us whenever you desire. Nanites. And then community research, complete Nexus missions. So there's actually missions inside the Nexus. We'll go to it real quick so you can see. Where everybody has to work together to complete the missions across the galaxy. But if you win a mission, you get massive amounts of units. So 416,000, 433,000. So all kinds of extra quests that you can do once you get to this area. I just think it's really cool. Like once you get to this spot, it looks like the game just opens up massively, like compared to what you were doing. Because before this point, it's just all crafting and building and crafting and building. Then you get here, and it's like endless amounts of quests that you can do, people you can meet. Hello! Hi, Frogman! Come back! Come back, Frogman! Come back! Ping, ping, ping. And this ship is actually a new update to the game. It's called a living ship. And it's actually an organic ship that lives and breathes. And you can send it out on its own, because it has its own brain. Essentially, you can send it out on its own to do missions and stuff. It's almost like a whale. Boop, boop, boop. Hi, I'm admiring your ship. Oh, bye. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to play. But I think that's it for tonight. Like, this is where I ended on the other game. I just wanted you guys to see this, because like this blew my mind when I first saw it the first time. Because this place is huge compared to every place else you go in this game. So there's another organic ship over there. Let's see if I can actually get someone to wave to me. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. He's funny looking. Hi. Hi, you. Hi. 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 I don't think anybody else is playing in VR. Hello. Hi. No, I don't think so. He's looking right at me. I know he sees me. Hey, 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 hey. No, he's not impressed with my dance moves. But that's all for tonight. I just wanted to get back into the game one more time and show you guys what I found. I'm probably going to be coming back to this and playing it more, because there's a lot more to the game. I was reading about it. Like, this is just the starting ship. As you can see, you can get other ships. There's a ship with a different design over there. You can get those massive freighter ships that are actually like aircraft carriers for your ships. And you can have like a whole army of ships that you just float through space with. And you can hire NPC characters or play with other players and send them out in your ships that you own to go collect resources and bring them back. So it takes a lot of the resource mining out that you have to do yourself. It looks really cool. I mean, it sounds really cool as far as the stuff that you can do later on in the game. But for now, that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining. You'll be looking forward to checking her out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play some more for sure. But thanks for joining the stream tonight. It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, have a good night. Bye.